Yeah, what a great day of baseball here at PK Park. First game was obviously a great ball game, two great teams, and we were there watching after our batting practice, and kind of a weird feeling that the game ended with a ball lost in the sun. But nonetheless, we're elated that we were able to come through and find a way to win that one, and I think the way we won that one is the way we've won a lot of games with this particular core group of guys. Grind in there, Sen was as advertised. He was tremendous. We didn't square very many balls off him up, and then a walk and a hit batter, and Mr. Healy comes through once again, and Clevenger gets a vulture win, and Jimmy gets a save. It's pretty much Groundhog's Day. So we feel very fortunate that we're in the winner's bracket and looking forward to competing with Rice tomorrow.
Ryan, go through the at-bat. What did you see from him in your preview? Well, I guess he was a reliever, so you hadn't seen him before. What were you looking for when you went in there?
Well, I was kind of surprised. I saw him throw a lot of fastballs to Aaron Payne's runner in scoring position. So I kind of took that into account. My first swing, I don't know if you guys saw it, but it wasn't the pretty swing that I've taken in my lifetime. So fouled a ball back, and I felt like I saw it better. Threw a ball, and then he made a mistake with the fastball, kind of middle in. I was able to get a good swing off on it. But I was really paying attention when Aaron was hitting to a lot of fastballs, and I saw him hit Payne with a breaking ball. So I had a feeling he wasn't very confident with that pitch, so kind of limited him down to one pitch.
Is that the best feeling in the world?
Oh, yeah. You know, it's kind of walking into second base. You kind of sit there and watch it all happen, and you don't hear much, but you can see everyone jumping around. So it was pretty surreal, so it's a good feeling.
Jake, how do you feel there today?
I felt pretty good. I think I settled in as the game went on and got a little better. Left the pitch over the plate early on in the game. The guy supposed to be in. He put a good swing on it and hit it right back up the middle. And I was thinking when we were sitting in the dugout and it was 2-1, and we had like one hit, and I was like, man, this game, if it ends up being 2-1, and this game should have been like, it could be a 20-inning game because, you know, I left that ball over the plate and it was frustrating. I was kicking myself for it, but yeah, like I said, I think I settled in, and we caught a lot more using the inner half a lot more throughout the game with the right-handers, and I was able to get the ball in late in the game, and you know, it ended up being a big pitch for me where it wasn't so good in the beginning of the game. So yeah, I mean, I felt great, and it was a good confidence builder for me to go out there and have a big outing, you know, in a big game for us where we, you know, really needed me to keep us close in the game with, you know, that guy pitching, and you know, he was great. You know, everyone I talked to said he was amazing. So I knew I needed to keep it close, and you know, I was happy for myself and for my team that we were able to pull that one out.
How did you settle down after that one and then you give up 3 hits?
What's that?
How did you settle down after you give up 3 hits and 1 in the run? Seemed like
Well,
you were
I mean, that 4-hitter was pretty tough to get out. I mean, me and him were joking around in the dugout in one of the innings before he came up to lead off. We're like, you know, what are we going to do now? And he kind of laughed at me for a little, and then he's like, we're going to throw a fastball, and we're going to put JJ right behind you. And I was like, all right. And he ended up hitting the pop fly right to the center fielder, which was nice. But, yeah, like I said, I made a few bad pitches early on in the game, left a couple pitches over the plate, and they did a good job early on capitalizing on it. And like I said, just settled in and, you know, started pitching low in the zone and really using that umpire's low strike zone, and got a couple pretty big calls out of him, and, you know, just settled in and started working down in the zone.
Team only had 2 hits. How'd you guys pull through?
Well, I think their pitcher had a lot to do with that. It wasn't just the fact that we only got 2 hits. It was where we were hitting the ball. He was pounding our left-handers in, and you know, 3-1, 3U. Actually, a critical error by the first baseman on Hoffman's gave us a run, and essentially we were very fortunate that he didn't throw more strikes, because if he doesn't walk JJ and they hit Payne, then Healy's double is a non-factor. So, but that's kind of what you do in championship baseball. The Jackrabbits didn't get here because they're crummy. That was their best guy. He's really good, and we call it a Friday night win. You know, whether you get 2 hits or whatever, all that really matters is you have one more run than the opposition. And in the Pac, for us to win on Friday against a Pac-12 type pitcher on Friday, sometimes it is 1-0, 2-1, 3-2. So I don't really care how many hits we get. We're just trying to get one more run than the opposition.
George, how does a win like this set you up for the rest of the weekend as opposed to maybe an easier win?
The first game in a double elimination tournament is critical because you want to get off to a good start. The key game in a double elimination tournament, as I've said going into this, is the second game. Between Rice and us, whoever's fortunate enough to win that second game is definitely in the driver's seat. It's not over at that point because you got 3 other championship teams that are going to grind back and try to beat whoever's the undefeated team twice. But what it does is it eliminates a lot of arms and a lot of bullets and a lot of innings, and you have to play less games. So that's why the second game in a double elimination tournament is so critical. And we're going to hand the ball to Tommy Thorpe, and we always feel good when he gets the ball. And hopefully he'll be just as consistent and get deep in the game like Jake did today.
How much have you looked at Rice, or are you guys going to go hard scouting now, or have you guys already looked at him, already have the game plan in place?
Between the managers that we have that control the videotaping and the DVDs, and my 2 assistants, I think they said they've looked at 70 tapes of not just Rice, obviously, there's 3 teams. So their workload when we're just playing one opponent for a weekend is tremendous. With 3 different opponents, they're amazing. Coach Graham and I go way back to my Fullerton days. We haven't played each other a lot, but I have great respect for him and his program, and he's a pitching guy. And going back to your question, the details on the scouting report that my assistants, Coach Waz and Coach Ullman, give to me and to give to the players is unparalleled. I've never seen anything like it. So we'll be well informed. Now it's a question of whether we can execute the plan, obviously.
Ryan, you sort of downplayed your back the last couple of weeks. You seemed pretty confident, obviously, early in the week that you were going to play. How much did that bother you, I guess, the last couple of weeks, and what have you been doing the last week or so to kind of get ready and be healthy?
Yeah, just getting healthy is the biggest thing, getting your treatment and stuff. But, the back's not really a factor. It's more about getting my timing down, After taking Saturday, Sunday's got off in Utah, not seeing a live arm for, a week. It's kind of a challenge, but once I got the couple of bats under my belt, I felt like I got more confidence as the game went on. And my third at bat, I finally felt like I got a true Ryon Healy swing out of myself, and I was confident in getting back to my days of when I was doing really well and stuff. So, I was kind of getting comfortable in the box, and I felt like finally the last 2 bats, I was more myself.
Is it still an issue at all, or is that?
No, it's not an issue right now. No, just a mental block, just grinding through it.
Jake, this was the confidence builder, was it also the confidence builder to be out there on Friday and get another leg?
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier in the week, I'd been there before, and throwing on Friday nights for us early on in the season, and it was a whole different mindset because you go from last year I was Saturday, I got to see Al throw, and and got moved to Friday night, and you're the first guy out there. You're setting the tone for your team and for the weekend, and so I knew that feeling. I knew that preparation that I had to do in order to get myself ready for a game, and then I've been throwing on Sundays, so I was able to see Tommy and Cole go before me, and it's a little different situation now where there's more than one team because you're not seeing them go up against the same hitters that you're going to throw against in 2 days. So yeah, I just knew I had to just get us off on the right track and keep us close in the game, and I thought I did a pretty good job at that. So.
Hey, Jimmy, over here on your right.
Yeah.
You're used to working pretty regularly. How was it to pitch tonight after a couple of weeks since your last day?
Definitely was a different feeling. My arm felt 100%, so it was good. I really wanted to get in tonight, so just was my body just felt a lot better than it usually does. So.
To any or all 3 of the players, I was curious as to the difference in mindset, having been in the playoffs last year in super regionals and regionals and super regionals. How have you approached it differently this year, and how has your mindset changed in terms of confidence and just understanding what this stage is like?
Well, we know that we can really rely on our pitching and defense the past couple of years in the playoffs, and that's been kind of something that we've, just had a lot of confidence in and has really, carried us at times, and this year we know that we have, we've had a lot more explosive offense this year, and we know that they're able to bring us back into games, and, and it's been kind of throughout the season, people picking each other up. If the staff's having a bad day, the offense, will come through in the clutch, and, when maybe the hitters aren't having their best day of the plate, or we're facing a guy like tonight or a Pell, or, whoever we're facing, the pitching is going to be able to keep us close in the games. And, another factor that, came into play tonight was the crowd. There weren't a ton of people there, but when it really mattered, it was great to see them get on their feet and, liven up. And, it looked like the pitcher got a little bit rattled there in the last inning maybe. And, I was pumped to see them get up like that in the last inning and help us get those runs. So.
Coach, you had Brett Thomas out there again today. How would you assess his performance?
I think it was, I didn't watch all the swings. Coach Waz and Coach Ullman do that, and I was kind of buried looking at scouting reports with my head turned towards the field when we were in the player development area. But the report I got back from Coach Waz and Coach Ullman is they were surprised how good it felt. He had certainly, his timing had to be off, and he was a little rusty, but it sure is nice to see him in that one hole. And arguably, he's one of our big poppy kind of guys that Brett does a lot more to help us win than just his numbers. And I think everybody felt good seeing him walk up to the plate for his first at bat, and I thought he fared pretty well. I haven't talked to him about those kind of things, but I think health-wise, as long as he doesn't get another flare-up of what's going on, I think his at-bats will get better and better throughout the weekend. At least I hope so. And he's one of our key guys. There's no question about it, and it was nice to have him back on the field.
What's Heineman's status?
Heineman was closer to playing today than we thought. It's always an educated guess, short-term, long-term. The kid's emotions get into it. I'm sure it was killing him that he couldn't play. And they have a tendency to exaggerate how good they feel when they want to play. So between Tom Embry and our professionals, Dr. Skaggs, our medical director, and us, we'll have to make an educated guess. If we play him and then he's on the shelf for a couple more weeks, then that was a stupid move. So it wouldn't surprise me that he might be good to go tomorrow, though.
South Dakota State was talking about how the game plan all along was to keep the leadoff runner or leadoff batter off base for you guys. Are you confident in your offense coach to be able to score runs if you guys can't get that leadoff runner on?
Well, I don't think that's a mystery to anybody. The first out is always the first strike. First out is always critical for any team that's trying to keep the opposition from scoring, especially in a ballpark like PK where it doesn't play small and doubles are hard to come by and home runs are hard to come by. And there's a reason that our offense is built on getting leadoff hitters on, and we execute as much as anybody in the country, I think, with the sacrifice. So the most important thing is they were able to do that. It's one thing to have a plan and one thing to be able to do it. And Lane Sumsen did a tremendous job of doing it. I guess from what I saw of him on tape, he had better command than I thought he would. Tremendous command, and there was spots in there early that he was almost effectively wild. He was working all four corners of the plate and then dropping that power curveball in. There's a reason he's very good and hard to hit. I looked at his numbers and wondered why he's 4 and 5. Because his numbers are tremendous, and we didn't get a whole lot of good swings against him. He's a good old pitcher, I guess, good senior pitcher.
Ryan, George had talked about not wanting anyone else up in a big spot like that. Have you, given the way that game was going, I know it was only the 8th inning at the time, but did you feel like the game was on your bat there? You almost needed to get that hit in order to win this game?
I don't approach the situation like that, like I need to do anything. It's more about I have the opportunity to help my team win a game. There's been a lot of situations this year where I have come through, and there's also a lot of situations where I haven't come through. But that's the game of baseball, and just putting yourself in the best situation possible. Coach Waz always talks about it's not about the big hit, it's about the things that lead up to the hit. So with Brett Thomas getting that walk and then Aaron Payne, getting the hit by pitch really gave our team an opportunity to win that game. So it's always the little things that lead up to the big thing, I think.
Jimmy gets your 21st save tonight. How big is it for you to get the first batter up and get a strikeout or get a quick ground out like that? How is that with your mentality as a closer? How big is that for you?
I mean, getting the first guy out is obviously a huge advantage, but I mean, from last year, from my almost loading the bases every time I throw, I'm kind of used to it. If I either get him out or don't get him out, if there's bases loaded, I think I do a good job just kind of forgetting like that it's bases loaded or it's like a huge situation. So.
Do you feel like it causes you to change your approach at all when you can be aggressive and get that first out?
I mean, I definitely feel more confident when I struck that. He was a lefty, good hitting lefty. Definitely gave me more confidence that I could get that guy out. So, I mean, yeah, it definitely changes my mentality, just more confidence.
Made me feel good he got him out. There was some thought, and shows you how good Jimmy is and how much confidence we have. Well, Clevenger could have gone out and got his fourth out, left versus left, and that was a consideration from myself and Coach Stiles that makes these kind of decisions. But because of the excellence of the guy sitting next to me, it became a no-brainer not to match up left and come in with our All-American closer. And that guy's a good hitter. He came into the game hitting .421 and his average went up, so he's pretty darn good.
Any more questions?
Thanks, see you tomorrow.